Title: The Exam Day Lesson. It was a bright Monday morning, and the students of Greenhill High School were buzzing with nervous energy. Today was the big math exam, and everyone had been preparing for weeks. Among them were Jake and his best friend, Ethan. While Jake had studied every night, Ethan had been procrastinating, always assuring himself that there was still time. As they took their seats, Ethan felt a wave of panic rush over him. He barely remembered the formulas, and the questions on the practice tests had seemed impossible. Just as the teacher, Mrs. Thompson, started handing out the exam papers, Ethan felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned to see a small, folded piece of paper in Jake's hand. "Here, take it," Jake whispered. "I wrote down some key formulas for you, just in case." Ethan hesitated. The words on the paper could help him pass. But was it worth it? He looked around the room and saw how focused everyone else was. He remembered Mrs. Thompson's words from the beginning of the school year. The purpose of an exam isn't just to test what you know, but to help you learn and grow. Taking a deep breath, Ethan shook his head and pushed Jake's hand away. "No, I can't. If I cheat now, I'll never really know what I'm capable of." Jake looked surprised but nodded, slipping the paper back into his pocket. As the exam began, Ethan struggled at first, but then he remembered the little bits he had studied. He worked through each question carefully, doing his best with what he knew. When the results came back a week later, Ethan had barely passed, but he had passed on his own. Meanwhile, Jake, despite studying, had made some careless mistakes and didn't score as high as he'd hoped. Mrs. Thompson called them both after class. "Ethan, I saw what happened before the exam. I'm proud of your choice. Success isn't just about scores. It's about learning from every experience. And Jake, I know you meant well, but true friendship means helping each other learn, not just offering shortcuts." That day, both boys walked out of the classroom with an important lesson. Integrity and effort matter more than easy answers. From then on, they promised to study together and support each other the right way. And the next time an exam came around, Ethan was ready, not with a hidden note, but with the confidence that he had truly learned. Title: The Cost of Cheating. Scene 1, the big exam day. Jaden, a bright but lazy 10-year-old, sits nervously at his desk. Today is the big math exam and he hasn't studied at all. His best friend, Liam, whispers, "Are you ready?" Jaden nods, forcing a smile, but inside, he's panicking. Scene 2, a sneaky plan. The night before, instead of studying, Jaden played video games. Now he has a backup plan, tiny notes hidden in his sleeve. As the test begins, he carefully slides one out, making sure the teacher isn't looking. Scene 3, the close call. Jaden's heart races. He quickly copies an answer, but suddenly the teacher walks by. He freezes, hiding the paper just in time. He sighs in relief but knows he's pushing his luck. Scene 4, the unexpected twist. Halfway through the exam, Jaden realizes the hidden notes don't cover everything. Panic sets in. He starts guessing answers, feeling more nervous than ever. Scene 5, the moment of truth. When the results come back, Jaden is shocked. He got one of the lowest scores in class. Worse, Liam, who studied, did great. Jaden's stomach sinks. Scene 6, the lesson learned. Later, the teacher calls Jaden aside. She saw him fidgeting and suspected something. Instead of punishing him, she gives him a choice: retake the test after studying properly or keep the bad grade. Realizing his mistake, Jaden chooses to retake it. He spends the next week studying hard, and this time he earns a real score, an 85. More importantly, he learns that shortcuts don't lead to success. This story teaches kids that cheating only leads to stress, poor results, and guilt. Studying and hard work